Alright, guys, I do not profess to be an expert in vacuum canopies. It's just that I've done a lot now for a particular client. He's got a lot of Anagram kits, so I'm getting more and more used to working with vacuum canopies. Sometimes, well, first of all, what is nice about them is that it's quite thin, so that that line that Mark was talking about, that white edge line, you don't get it as often because the material is quite thin. That's how they normally come, okay? With a nice stiff sort of a frame around it, and you can see it's actually, there's one I've actually cut a piece out of. It's quite firm and sturdy inside there. However, once you've cut it out, it becomes very, very flexible. You can see this thing just wobbles around all over the place. Okay, so that's where the difficulty comes in when you start working with it like that, and this is what happens. You can see it's really, really flexible. I initially started cutting them out of that form using a good old pair of scissors. Yeah, it kind of worked, but you do find that trying to cut around the corners becomes a bit more tricky. So then I stepped to my next trusty tool, which was the scalpel, a nice brand new blade. Very useful, except there's one problem, is that when you do get in there and you cut, the knife blade tends to wander and go wherever it wants to, and you end up with this nice little jagged line. Don't worry, that's one of the things that Anagram do is they quite often give you 2 or 3 canopies, so I can cut into this one. The model's already been built, so no problem. So you end up with these lines that go all over the place. I've recently bought Tamiya razor saws. I've tried a big razor saw, it didn't work for me. I bought these Tamiya razor saws. There's 3 different packs. That is pack number 3. This is pack number 2. And you get another one, pack number 1, obviously. I don't know how close, if you can see the actual teeth on those things. Can you see them? Can you see the teeth on there?
Very fine.
Let me see if I can get up a little bit closer. Where's it? Let me get right to the camera over there. See if we can get really close. Sure. Let's put it back down there again and zoom it in.
There you go. There you go. Wow.
Okay, you can see the teeth on that? Okay. Really, really, really fine teeth. Okay. And I've now found that this, I saw this tip on the internet, and I found that this now is the way of cutting over that full canopies. So what I do, testament to the fact that I'm saying that they supply 2 canopies. I took this one out this morning, and it looked terrible. It really looked bad because the canopy had these double lines all over the place, and then I discovered that there's actually 2 canopies popped into each other. Okay. So thankfully I got 2 canopies. I can mess one up if I need to, but hopefully I shouldn't have to mess one up at all. I'm not going to go through cutting the whole thing out because it takes me to cut one out probably about 15 to 20 minutes it takes me to cut out, but it is worth it. Okay, so what I first do is I put some masking tape around it, as you can see there, like Mark did, a thin strip, just wrap around the edge, just on the cutting line or just below the cutting line, so you don't actually cut on the actual edge that you need. Leave a little bit over so you can trim off. Then of course, not doing Carl's trick, make sure you're cutting on the correct side of the masking tape. Okay, the masking tape becomes my guide. Instead of trying to find that tiny little line that's on there, you can see that and follow that. Good luck to you. I can't. You keep on missing it. Okay, can you see it there? More in shot? Where are we? Can you see the edges there?
Yeah.
Okay. To try and follow that with a knife blade or with a saw, it's very, very difficult. So this is a tip that I found myself using now my most recent one. Put a bit of masking tape on there, you can see the line easily. Then, because of the fact that wire is like this, it's quite firm and sturdy, the moment you cut through that plastic, it becomes a little floppy bit. Okay, then you can't cut it. It's terrible. So, take this really expensive modeler's tissue, put it on the inside, and all you need to do is take your razor saw right on the edge of the tape, get it in there, and with very, very small movements backwards and forwards, you can get your cut going. And you've got really got ultimate control in actually cutting out exactly where you want to. I can't even see where I'm cutting really, but I haven't got my big eyes on, but I think I'm more or less there. And you just cut right on that edge, and you just follow the tape all the way around. So I'm not going to cut it out now because it takes too long. Once you've got it cut out, you've now got those little edges. You can use your favorite file. What I found is I've got these diamond razor files from Clowns. Is that on camera there? Yeah. Cost me 45 Rand each. Got there's three grades, there's coarse, medium and fine. And it is very fine. And you can just take that, again, holding your canopy that way, not across, because that way is weaker. Just run that across there, and you can take that edge away completely. I actually started to put my thumb inside, and you can take that edge away beautifully smooth all the way around. You can actually, if you come closer, you can actually hear it, or you can should be able to hear it cutting from there even. You can hear it cutting away. And you get a nice clean edge, and you can just take it away with your finger. There you can see the little bit of dust on there, the finger. That cleans it up, and that's as simple as that. So I'm not going to go into great detail with it. If you want to come and look at the razor saw, if you want to come and try on an old canopy here, feel free to do so. Cut away.
Where did you say you get the razor saws?
I got them from Clowns. You can get them from a model railroad specialist as well. It's a Tamiya product.
Tamiya product.
It's a Tamiya product, yeah. Let's see it. Let's see. Yeah. That's what it's called. They call them fine craft saws, and it's actually a bit of photo etch. So if you look at it, look at them over here. You can see here's the photo etch. There's the entire saw, and you actually take it and you fold it. And let me see on this one. Gee, where are the teeth on that one? Let me get it out of the packet. Gee, this one's so darn fine. I can already. Yeah, okay. So there's the actual blade. The actual cutting blade is over there. Take that, you fold that one over. You fold it over that one, so it becomes a three-part fold. And it fits into a standard hobby knife. You can see there's the folded over piece there. It fits into your standard hobby or craft knife. And you can see the other side there. Just to provide a little bit of strength because it is quite floppy. This is my second blade that I'm using. The first one that I used was an instant bend because I tried to push too hard. So you've got to use quite small, light motions. Don't try and cut through it in one stroke. It doesn't work. Gently, gently. And it cuts through like a charm. Sorry? How do your fingers survive? Don't cut into them, and then you're okay. If you do cut into them, make sure that you have said modeling tissue at hand. Apply pressure, gently go and wash, and then you get your wife, who happens to be a nurse, to put in a couple of stitches, or if you have a surgeon handy, he can probably do it better for you. Yeah. No, it's not as bad as that, but they are quite sharp, but the teeth are very fine. So it's not like a scalpel blade cut. Scalpel blade cut, it's just sliced down to the bone very quickly. This does it much more slowly. So you can gently feel, and you can actually feel the pain coming through. And you can, at some point, if you're intelligent enough, you can say to yourself, hey, no, and this is sore, let's stop. But the scalpel doesn't work that way. It's like, oh, crikey, what's going on here? Testament to very sharp things. I don't know if you can see I think it's this finger. Yeah, if you, no, you can't really see it anymore. My left index finger, there's one of the corners actually slightly flattened off. Testament to sharp things, it happens to be that pair of scissors. When I bought them initially, I was still living in Durban, and I was cutting some fishing nylon for a model I was busy building, and I wanted to try and animate the whole thing. There was a crane involved, and what actually happened was, I'm also being a lover of classical music. You lovers of classical music will understand this. You start conducting with the music, and I was conducting and cutting nylon, and the next thing I knew, the whole room was red, and I didn't know why. When I looked down, I saw it was actually from blood from my finger, and I'd actually slightly cut the tip of my finger right off. I found it on the floor, washed it off, put it back on again, stuck a piece of plaster over it. About 2-3 weeks later, trimmed the edges off, and yeah, kind of came back. Plastic surgeon I'm not, but
You gotta get the plastic surgeon.
becoming more of a plastic surgeon now.
And we thought Christoph with his buffing stuff was kinky, eh?
What I use to glue them on? I actually use super glue, but I do use Future.
And you fill in the gaps with?
Normally with super glue as well, or with crystal clear. But if you cut them carefully enough, and then you take your diamond file, you can fit them very, very well that you generally don't have to actually fill in anything. The trick is not to cut on the wrong side of the tank, and to make sure you leave enough excess to be able to file away. Sorry, Carl, you open the door.
A nice trick is once you've got your masking paper, you take a little pencil with a little arrow, and you draw an arrow and you say, cut this side.
Yes.
Then you should be alright.
The only problem is, guys, I don't normally model like this or like this. I normally actually model like this. I did bring it with, I didn't use it.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's taking forever to get to
But this is how I normally model with 2 extra magnifications, and I'm working over here. So working over there was a little bit more tricky for me. So I work kind of close. No, I just really, I magnify it up.
two as well.
I get up here. It does cut very slowly. So that's why I say it cuts very slowly, and that's why it's so controlled. And you don't end up slicing in the wrong direction. Don't end up suddenly, oh crap, I've just cut the whole canopy in half.
Tell me,
It's controlled.
these saws, Eddie,
Yes.
can you use them on a normal plastic canopy?
Yes, you can, absolutely. It's a razor saw, that's all it is. It is a razor saw, and they come in different shapes. You can see there's a convex curve, there's a concave curve, long straights, short straights. Dare say you could probably get a chicane if you really wanted to for the racing guys. But yeah, it can be used for cutting anything.
Yeah, no, no.
Sorry?
Yes, this takes forever.
It does take a long time. That's why I say I'm not going to cut that canopy out now, because it's going to take me 15 minutes to half an hour to get that canopy
Once
out.
you get the nose in, it goes faster.
Sorry?
Once you get the nose part in, once you
Yeah, once you get it in and you cut through the initial part, then it can goes a lot
You
faster.
start cutting, it's great.
But it's much more controlled. And nowadays, it's just, I find more control is just better for me. You've got to try and remember not to use it like a surgeon and just slice this way. It's a little backwards and forwards. Sorry, you're not cutting up a human body trying to get to the heart as fast as possible. This is
My
fine here.
night, it's not Tiger Bird.
Yeah, Mark, there you go. There's a number 11 blade. It's brand new. Have fun, and I don't have much modeling tissue left.
Especially for the finger.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
through now.
The problem that I find with that is it just it goes in and you can start cutting, but one tiny slip and it just slips too far, and then you can't recover.
That's true.
But with the razor saw, it's nice and controlled. Any questions? Thank you very much. That's my party done.